Then we have comma, semicolon, and colon. This is the next cluster of three punctuation marks. We have learnt about three punctuation marks, that is comma, semicolon, and colon. Why I will be teaching these three in single one? Because all these three punctuation marks come in the middle of the sentence. As exclamation mark, question mark, and the full point comes at the end of sentence, comma, semicolon, and colon always come in the middle of sentence, in middle of words. They never come at the end of the sentence. Now they indicate different type of pause. Comma is a bit small pause. Colon it's a bit a longer pause. Semicolon is a bit average pause between colon and comma. Now comma. Comma is the most common punctuation marks used in English language. It has plenty of uses. You know, exclamation marks and question marks and full points have limited use in one or two types of sentences, but comma has plenty of use and plenty of rules to follow. The comma is used to show a separation of ideas and elements. It separates the ideas, it separates the structure, or within a structure, the words, the ideas in single sentence. Comma separates it, divides this. That is why comma is used. Let us see many of the rules of comma. When listing items in a sentence, when you are giving a list of a sentence and the list is of three or more things, or three or more people, three or more words, the list must be at least of three things. If the list is of two things, then and will be used, right? If the list is of more than two, it means three, or more than three, any number, you always should use comma. How? I have two pens, one register, and a file cover. Three things. You are giving a list. Susie wanted the black, green, and blue dress. You see the comma, two pens, one register, and a file. It is not necessary to put comma before and. Some of the linguistics believe that we should put comma also here. Both are correct. The colors in my bedroom are blue, green, and yellow. I have purchased 2 kilos of mangoes, 5 kilos of tomatoes and milk. My property is to be split among my husband, daughter, son and nephew. Now see the pause when I read. I pause for just a millisecond. My property is to be split among my husband, daughter, son, and nephew. See the pause. I stop. When there is a comma, I pause for a little bit of second. I am not taking the breath, but I am just stopping. Then second, use the comma to separate two adjectives if you can reverse the order of the adjectives or insert an. Now, if you can insert an here and you can use comma instead of and. He is a little short man. He is a little and short man. He is a short little man. So if you can change the order, if you can put and between these two, you can also use comma. He is a strong, healthy man. You can use comma. He is a strong, healthy man. Okay. So little bit of pause is there. These both are adjectives. Mind well, they are adjectives. Then use the comma to separate the day of the month from the year and after the year. Now what happens when we are writing about the date? We don't know how to write about dates. See, you should write comma after exactly the date and after the year. You can see December 5, 2003. after the year and after the dates, you should always put comma. He died June 24th, 1998. See, after 24th, I have put comma. School will begin August 25, 2013, at 8:15 a.m. See the comma after date. But mind well, if the date is not given, you should not use comma. If the year is not given, you should not use comma. For example, he was born in March 1981. You should not use comma after March. Do not use comma after the month. School will begin on August 25. So you do not use comma after August. And a 1981 sentence ends. So end will always have full point. 25 always have full point. Sentence ends with full point. Sentence never ends with comma. I told you that comma, colon and semicolon are used in middle of the sentence or anywhere in between the sentence. Then use comma to set off expressions that interrupt the flow of the sentence. Simple meaning is that when you are speaking something, suddenly there is some other tone or other emotion or other information you are giving, means you are changing your expression, your attention, you can use comma. For example, I am, as you have probably noticed, very nervous about this. So different expressions, different emotions. You have probably noticed is different emotion, very nervous about this, different emotion. Freddie, who has a limb, was the only person available with required qualification. So you can divide this sentence, words, phrases in the sentence with this. Different expressions use comma. Then, when starting a sentence with a weak clause means the dependent clause. Use a comma after it. It is dependent on the other main clause. Conversely, means opposite. Do not use a comma when the sentence starts with a strong clause, means the main clause. English students might know that there is always, if there are two sentences in a single sentence combined, one is main clause and other is subordinate clause, or we can call it strong clause and weak clause. In other words, we can also say that there is a main sentence and there is a helping sentence. You can see always if you begin your sentence with a helping sentence, means the sentence which is not much important and the sentence which is very important. So you should, if you begin with a sentence which is not much important, you should use comma. For example, my little brother likes Sandy, so I bought him a lollipop. So I bought him a lollipop is a complete sentence, right? The cat ran up a tree. It is simple. But if you want to add something, the dog chased the cat, but you can see use comma. Sarah wants to go to the theater and Sandy wants to go to the zoo. She likes, so he bought her a bouquet, right? This is how you can use. Use the comma to separate two strong clauses. I told you that two strong clauses are generally used with and, but, for, nor. These both are strong clauses. There is no subordinate clause. These are called coordinating conjunctions. So if the two sentences are there and they are joined using and or but, you should use comma after that. I have painted the entire house, but he is still working on sanding doors. Then when writing a location in a sentence, we use commas for different cities to separate the cities. For example, I am traveling to Austin, Texas to visit my sister. Austin and Texas are different cities. She was born in San Diego, California, 1980. You are separating the city with the country in 1980. So you can see you can differentiate with using the comma. Use commas when you write a sentence that directly addressing with someone. Addressing means you are telling somebody. You are telling somebody, that is you address. Yes, the teacher, I will finish my work. Yes, teacher, I will finish my. So student is telling the teacher, I will finish my work. So teacher is the address where he is throwing his sentence. So you can use comma after teacher. Will you, Bill, show me how to do mathematics problem? Do you like horses, Joe? Joe is a person to whom somebody is being said. So you can use the comma here. I was wondering, Mr. Johns, if you would like to come to my house next week. Mr. Johns is the person to whom the sentence is being addressed. So, whomever you are addressing, use comma to separate that name, that position, that designation, that profession, that name. No, mother. So, the sentence is being talked to mother. I did not pick up all my toys. No, mother, I did not pick my all toys. So, no, mother are different things. So, you should use comma. We also use commas around degrees or titles with names. For example, if with names, mind well, John Smith is the name of the MD, then use comma, then write MD. Sally Ford, PhD. Use comma to separate the name from the degree. You can see this. Use a comma to set apart an introductory word such as yes, no, well, finally, then, now. So these are the introductory words. They do not have much to do with the sentence, but people use this. Yeah, I would love to go to the park today. Well, I never thought I would see a tiger. Now it is time to start the movie. Then it will be time to wash the dishes. Finally, I'm finished with my homework. No, she doesn't like lizards. So you can see the pose. Well, you can see when we speak these sentences, we pause. We take breaths sometimes. We pause. So when we pause, we use comma. So we can use these introductory words and we can use comma after these introductory words. Use a comma with an introductory phrase as well. Now, there are words that we know, and there are many words which can be introductory. These are called phrases. You should use comma. For example, on December 25, many families will celebrate Christmas. Now, I told you, in 1947, India got freedom. Right? So, this is how the phrase, the initial beginning phrase, introductory phrase can be used. In about 2 weeks, I will finally be 18 years old. To prepare for the examination, comma, tens of every day. Right? So if there are words, single words also can be used comma. If there are phrases which are introductory in nature, they are beginning the sentence, you can use that. I told you that there are many rules. When writing a quote, means a quotation from somebody, we use commas just before the quotation. For example, my mom said, now quotation begins. So before the quotation, there should be comma. Please take good care of yourself. There should be comma. Said the doctor. You can vote for a president this Tuesday, comma. The man instructed. John, my father asked, could you please take the dog outside? So quotations can be separated using comma. Never use full points. Always use comma. When writing a question tag, mind well, in tag questions also we use comma just before the question. For example, You like verses, don't you? See the comma here just before the question, because we take pause. Comma is nothing but just taking pause. His name is Bill, isn't it? See the comma after Bill. This is Sunday, your birthday. Correct? Comma. This is the clown, right? Comma. Just before the question words, always write comma. Never write full points because full point ends the sentence. When you have two contrasting opposite phrases, opposite sentences, opposite meaning, you can use comma. The ball is mine, not yours. Opposite. The puppy is cute but messy. I am very tired but still awake. The alligator is cute but dangerous. Now, see the sentence, the phrases after but are opposite in meaning. So you can separate the phrases using comma. We can use comma in writing letters, friendly letters, or any letters. In greetings, dear John, respected sir, dearest mother, dear Mr. Smith, greetings. We should use comma after the greetings. When we close, sincerely yours, your loving children, yours friends, yours truly, with love, love, you can use comma in the endings, closing as well. This is very minute thing. Comma has so many rules. Use a comma for numbers over 999. Now in the maths, when we go after 999 means 1000, we use comma. See, 1000 we use comma. 1569 we use comma. 73,050 comma. But for paisa we should use full point dot. 2 crore, 2 lakh, we can use 20 lakhs. This is actually, so we can use comma after every thousand, right? So you can use comma for the presenting of the numbers, right? But over 999. Then we move to the second one, that is column. Column is again related to comma, a bit longer, also used in the middle of sentence. Colon is a punctuation used to introduce list of words or phrase or quotations, right? List. A colon is made of two equal dots that you can see. One dot sits above the top of the other. There is small space, and always have one space after a colon. Not before, but after a colon, there should always be a space. The colon is used to start the list, to indicate the list is coming, right? You use colon to show that the list is coming. I like many healthy foods. Then the list starts: carrots, broccoli, apples, spinach, oranges. Right? If you start the list, I have lived in a few states: Alabama, Kansas, Colorado, and California. The diet includes four main types of food. Then the list starts: cereals, leafy vegetables, fruits, and fish. So to indicate the list means it says that the list is coming, you should use colon, right? For longer pause. If the pause is not longer, you can continue with comma. A colon gives emphasis to whatever you are introducing, because the reader must come to a full stop at the colon. Full stop. Colon is almost like a full stop, which causes them to pay attention to what is coming next. For example, Richard was the best person for the job because he had experience in one key area, teaching. See, teaching is the next word that is coming to have the attention of the listeners. So this sentence introduces why Richard was the best person for the job and makes the reader focus on the word teaching. He was the best person for the job because he had experience in teaching. If you do not use the colon here, it will not take attention of the listeners. Listener will not give focus on teaching. Colon punctuation can also be used after salutation. Means salutation, I know that I told you that you should use comma after salutation, but in formal letters, business letters, we can use the colon. Dear sir or madam, we can use colon. To whomsoever it may concern, we may use colon. Gentlemen, superintendents of schools, dear selection committee, we can use colon. Use a colon when the second clause explain the first clause. I mean, there must be two clauses, and no conjunction is being used to connect the clause. There is no conjunction in and, but, when, why, any conjunction. No conjunction. If only one sentence follows the colon, do not capitalize the first word of the new sentence. If two or more sentences follow the colon, capitalize the first word of each sentence. See the example. I enjoy reading. Novels by Coote are my favorite. Now, the second sentence explains the first sentence. I didn't have time to get changed. I was already late. Why I didn't get time to change? Explanation in the second sentence, because I was already late. So because is not written, we can write colon instead of because. Garlic is used in Italian cooking. Explanation comes. It greatly enhances the flavor of pasta dishes. It also enhances the flavor of eggplant. Now what happens? Both the sentences got capitalization in the first letter. Right? If there are more than one sentence, capitalize. Right? If there are no conjunctions, you can use colon. If the second sentence is explaining the first sentence. Do not use a colon to separate a preposition from its object. Preposition, you know that what is preposition? In, on, by, for, from, in, with. These are. So this is incorrect sentence. He was responsible for cooking dinner, washing dishes and taking out of the trash. There is no need of colon here. Right? There should not be colon because this is preposition. Never put colon after preposition. There is no need. She went to the concert with Amy, Lisa, Nick, and Richard. You should not use colon with. Why? With is a preposition use. Never use preposition colon with preposition. She went to the concert with Amy, Lisa, Nick, and Richard. There is no need of preposition here. Do not use a colon after a verb in a sentence. Never. I like to eat pizza, chicken, and chocolate. So it is a verb. Never use this colon after the verb. This is incorrect. Her favorite activities in the summer are. Never use colon. Forget this colon. Complete this sentence. So correct without a colon. I like to eat pizza, chicken, and chocolate pie. This is the correct. This is incorrect. Now our last discussion about this punctuation mark is semicolon, and then we shall conclude. Semicolon is just little bit pause compared to period and colon. For example, semi, you know that comma and a dot. A semicolon is used to connect to put together two related similar sentences. We connect the sentences with a semicolon to eliminate the pause between them. Right? There is no, if there is a longer pause is not required, do not use colon, comma, use semicolon. My shirt is green. My brother's shirt is blue. When we say these two sentences aloud, we say my shirt is green, pause, my brother's shirt is blue, but we can use a semicolon because there is not longer pause. If there is longer pause, you can use colon, you can use even dot, but if dot means long pause. So if there is not long pause, never use dot. So my shirt is green, my brother's is blue. So there is not much pause, so you can use semicolon. We use a semicolon to join two related similar sentences when using a conjunctive adverb. Now what are these conjunctive adverbs? These adverbs connect these sentences. We also, besides, finally, similarly, likewise, furthermore, however, these are connective conjunctive adverbs. We will drive to school, then we will go to the museum. I ate all my vegetables, therefore I should get dessert. So therefore and then are conjunctive adverbs. You can use these semicolons, not much longer pause. That's why we use that, right? Use a semicolon to connect two items in a list. If there are already commas in the sentence, use this when listing dates, locations, names, and descriptions. For examples, my favorite teachers are Mr. White, my math teacher, Mr. Smith. So there are names and the subject are given. So you can use to separate the dates and locations semicolon. For example, comma is there. You can see Mr. Y, my math teacher, Mrs. Smith, my reading teacher, and Mr. Johnson, my music teacher. So you can use this semicolon. In dates as well, our birthdays are July 11, 2000, February 12, 7, and April 9, 2007. I have lived in Paris, France is the country, London, England, and Los Angeles, California. You see, you can use, there is small pause, that's why you can use semicolon. Okay. Do not use a semicolon with conjunctions. Conjunctions are, we know that and, but, or, for, so, yet, these are conjunctions. So we should not use semicolon before conjunctions. I told you we can use comma before conjunctions. My favorite color is red, but you should use comma. This is correct. If you use semicolon, that is incorrect.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.